Whoa! Sons of Video. Coming at you loud and proud. I don't think it was that funny. Guys, welcome once again to Sons of Video. I'm with your co-host, D. Marks.
And your other co-host, Tom C.
Today is the 12th of February, almost Valentine's Day.
So we're going to have our famous Valentine's Day podcast.
Dude, no, let me shut up. Let me shut you up right now.
Talk about Valentine's Day.
No.
All the things we've done on Valentine's Day.
Shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up, damn it. No, seriously though, I have something I do want to say. We're almost approaching a year.
Yeah, a year since Valentine's Day.
Come on.
What? What did I do? What did I do?
You...
Yeah, but are we going to do it a year date-wise, or are we going to do a year episode-wise? We should do it episode-wise.
Why? That doesn't make any sense.
Because people who are watching it in the future, listening to it, I know. In the future, you'll be able to watch it, too. In the future, what will happen is they'll say, that's not a year, that's episode, 46.
Yeah, but there'll be people in the future will be smart enough to realize that we interspersed it with, episode 41.5 or episode 36.7 or something like that.
Okay, well we should enjoy whatever it is, but then also enjoy 52.
I feel like 52 is less special though.
Yo, we're a two-party podcast here. One for then, one for then. You know what I'm saying? Two-party, bipartisan, as long as those partisans are party time.
What would you call them? Party time partisans?
I think I just already did.
You
took what I said and said it better.
Thank you for that.
I guess if that's what you want.
Guys,
yeah. What does that mean for us though?
I'm just saying. I can't believe it's been a year. It feels like we just started this yesterday. Secret, we did just start yesterday. We record all of these in advance.
That would
super in advance.
That would only take. Well, we'd have enough time. It would only take 48 hours.
Oh yeah,
be in less than that.
Yeah, but I mean...
Wouldn't it be weird if we did all the Let's Plays in one day?
We do that sometimes.
That's true. Guys, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
All right.
We'll hopefully do something a little special for the thing, but don't quote me on that.
We're going to have
Don't you dare.
two guest performers who aren't us do it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Well,
who are you going to have act as you during the guest podcast? Because I'm going to think of mine real quick.
Okay.
Who's going to do
Well, I've called in... Because the thing is, I want to keep it the total illusion. So I've been trying to get actors that look like me to portray me.
Right.
So I'm in talks with Bradley Cooper.
Excellent.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, it was a little bit closer.
George Clooney.
No, that's off. That one's off.
He's off, but he's. I would just really like to get him on board.
I know, but you want to go for the younger. I know Brad Pitt's not younger, but he looks younger.
Yeah, no, that's 100% true.
Bradley Cooper was almost spot on.
Yeah, no, Bradley Cooper. Well, Bradley Cooper and I go way back.
Yeah, you call him BC.
Yeah.
And you call him the time before you knew him was BC.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know that.
You know what he calls me?
What does he call you?
He calls me the caveman.
Why does he call you that?
I don't know. It's just it's something that happened at a party.
Are you sure it's not insulting you?
It's something that happened at a party. You wouldn't understand.
I forgot that you knew everyone from your Hollywood career.
Oh yeah, no, that was a crazy 2 weeks.
Yeah, apparently.
Who do you think you're gonna have?
Well, I can't do
Can I kind of float some ideas your way?
Well, first, everyone knows my voice is a fat Michael Cera, so we're trying to get him some weight.
Okay, that's good.
And then we're gonna hire him because I'm not gonna. I don't need an actor to be me.
Mm.
I'm gonna stand there and guide him while he does it, and then hit him every time he says something I wouldn't say.
Okay, because I don't know.
Yeah, give me your suggestion.
I don't know how.
I didn't give you any suggestions.
I know
you nailed it right off the bat.
I know, and I'm just trying to contribute.
Yeah.
I don't know how you'd feel about this, but we're kind of getting in talks to maybe bring Sir Laurence Olivier back to life. Mm-hmm. Maybe he could kind of, fill in the shoes.
No, but I'd like him to be an announcer.
Okay.
I felt this show really could use someone to do the intros, and that's the guy.
Well, I think
that's the guy.
Well, do you know what I think he'd really be bringing to the table?
An old school thespianism that we're not bringing?
I was going to say the fact that he's been dead already. I think that's really going to sharpen his edge.
Well, at least he's going to have a little bit more experience in some things that a lot of people don't.
Yeah, exactly. Like dealing with ghosts.
Well, being dead, it really it inspires you to not want to be dead, I assume. So when you're in a role where you're going to die...
I'm not sure if that's true, though.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, no, you don't know. I got to talk to him once he comes back to life.
Let's face it.
That's something else I got going on.
If it turns out to be even scarier, you know he's not going to go back. So any role where he's
what if his mind is warped by the horrors of the afterlife?
Of course it will be.
Well, then he won't even know if it's scary or not. Then he'll just kind of maybe he'll just be accepting at that point.
Well, then wouldn't he be always emotionally middling,
Yeah, but that's why I think we chose Olivier, because he's such a pro.
First of all, he's a thespian of old school. He knows how to control his emotions for
Yeah,
an
that's
acting
what I'm saying.
position. But also when he meets us, he hasn't met us yet, right?
No, he's not.
He's been
still
dead. Okay.
He's still dead.
He's going to be so charged with the showman
He's going to be
attitude.
so judged.
We're going to give him that showmanship back into his life. He's going to say, this is what I've been missing in the afterlife. There's been no one who's done it like the Suns up there.
I'm already seeing one major flaw. He might try to kill us to bring us to the afterlife.
Of course he will try to do that, but that's why we keep whatever thing brought him back.
That's you know what I think would
Is it
really,
like a lich deal?
Do you know what I think would really protect us, Tom?
What?
Some chest high walls.
You don't know that. I know that I have regenerating health, and that's going to help.
Well, the thing is, I mean, ever since the late '90s, you've been kind of. I noticed you're not going out without your health bar on.
Of course.
Guys,
Well, I've actually been starting to get rid of it.
Interesting.
Favoring some kind of bloody eye system.
Guys, you may have noticed that silky smooth segue. We're talking right now. We're
I
talking
still don't
about.
notice it.
Yeah. Right now, we're going to talk about gaming trends that we've been noticing that have been
That
evolving.
everyone's been noticing.
Well, yeah, okay.
You have to be under a riggedy rock, dude.
Well, yeah, we
Know
do
what I'm
live on. Well, that's my vacation spot. Is Riggedy Rock.
Okay, all right.
It's a small island in the Pacific.
It could also be a boat name.
Yeah,
Any-
yeah, I like it as both.
How about a plane? Can we do plane?
It
Flies like a rock?
Yeah, that's why I think it also kind of doesn't work with boat either.
Yeah, they're all great.
Regardless, guys. So some people might notice. Sorry, some people might notice that occasionally video game developers come along with an idea, and then every single other video game developer takes that idea and adapts it to their own particular
For
project.
instance, Koopa Troopas.
Koopa Troopers, every single game. You can't call a Koopa Trooper. That's one of the most popular games ever made.
Well, it's NES era. Of
Yeah.
course, every game was Turtles.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much of that just has to do with the evolving technology of video games, and I wonder how much that is just the idea that these certain games that first implemented them were so successful, and they kind of were groundbreaking.
Let's be less vague and say exactly the features that are commonly reproduced.
Well, should I start with the biggest one that I'm kind of thinking, or should I build up to it?
Don't hold back for me. What are you going to build up to it?
What
is this? Some kind of show?
I just suggested that I might build up to it.
I don't know how you would do that, but you do what you want.
We already brought up chest high walls, so we'll do that.
Okay. Well, first of all, I don't know if it's just this generation. Everyone needs chest high walls. I think the problem is you get a type of game that's a cover based shooter that only started really existing.
Yeah,
with the 3D.
And I think I think that's one of the things that really needed the technology to evolve, because you couldn't really.
But has anyone really liked cover based shooters? The first one was good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the first implementation of cover based shooting.
It's got to be a Call of Duty game.
Well, it depends. Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, it depends what you consider cover-based shooting. I don't mind so much like a Call of Duty or a Halo where
I don't think Halo's cover-based.
I would consider it cover-based.
I don't think it is. Really don't think it is.
I would consider it cover-based, just me personally. Regardless,
cover-based shooting is like Call of Duty.
No,
where
I don't
the
even
shots
think
are extremely deadly. In Halo, you at least feel a little bit powerful.
I don't even think shots are that deadly in I'm talking strictly story mode.
Okay, well, I don't know what the difference is. Go on.
Regardless,
guys, put that on the record that I questioned that. In case it...
the point is, I don't even consider them to be really, really, cover-based shooters anyway. Because to me, a cover-based shooter is the kind of game where you have, a specific mechanic that, kind of glues you to cover.
Don't agree with that.
I think that, to me, is how I feel.
Because then you're saying that Uncharted is a cover-based shooter.
It's not a cover-based shooter.
It's not one, yeah, but it's mostly like an action game.
Well, yeah, but so is Deus Ex, but there's also cover-based shooting elements in that game as well.
I would say that's a cover-based shooter.
Well, technically it's supposed to be a stealth game.
I don't think you'd call stealth game something. Well, I guess you do. Anyway, no, there's a lot of games.
That's the thing about video games. They can fall under more than one category.
I mean, I guess it's action /
It's action stealth.
Action subcontinent, the word. Yeah, but regardless...
Because I also don't consider cover-based shooters to be a genre, really. I think of it just more as a feature that isn't there.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's still a first-person shooter. But there's a lot of games like a Quake or a... what's the other one?
Doom?
Unreal
Tournament.
Unreal Tournament. those are non-cover-based shooters. Like, the old Duke Nukem used to not be a cover-based shooter.
Yeah, that's true.
As they were action, you'd go forward, wouldn't worry about cover, you'd get health things.
Well, yeah, and I think that's a big part of it, and we'll talk about that as now too. Is the fact that also a lot of games, and this isn't even the case with just first-person shooters. It's also popular in third-person shooters. Is that hit indicator, bloody eye.
Every game's doing it.
Yeah,
every game's doing it.
And as much as I don't really mind cover-based shooters, I hate that system.
I don't think anyone likes it because it's not realistic.
No, they're like, health bars, people don't have those in real life. Yeah, I don't care. I straight up don't care. People don't have a lot of stuff in real life that they have in video games.
Like, the concept is I get it. It's supposed to be more like visceral. But,
well, no, because
I wouldn't even mind if there was both, just for non-vague. I think the only reason you can't really do that with, like, have a bar and the thing is because, like, it shows how quickly your health is regenerating and you'd never feel in danger.
Yeah, but the thing of it is that, like, one of the reasons that Yahtzee complains a lot about this kind of, like, regenerating health stuff, and I agree with him 100%, is that when you're in, like, that super red mode and you have to go behind cover, it breaks the flow of the game. And even if it is supposed to be, like, a kind of realistic thing of, like, oh, well, you're getting shot at, so you have to duck behind this wall and not get shot and wait for your health to recover, that's not what I want to play a kind of shooter like that for. I wouldn't mind cover-based shooting if there was non-regenerating health. Because in that case, I think it actually would feel a little more visceral. Because if you don't have a health item, and you kind of have to play it a little smarter to get around enemies, but you're at like really low health, you really want to take advantage of the cover that's in the level that you're in,
I'm sure these probably exist.
Probably, but it's definitely not the majority.
No, yeah. I mean, but these games are more for casual people who, casuals. But like they're more for people like they're made to be a little bit easier because if it wanted to be hard and challenging, they wouldn't give you regenerating health.
I guess that's true, but like honestly, there's just so few games like that. Because even like a more hardcore shooter like a Far Cry, even that's regenerating health.
Far Cry sort of had regenerating health.
Did it?
It also had like health items and like you had to do like surgery on yourself because like you'd be losing health until you recovered yourself. And then I think you had medicine injecting things.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know what 3 has, but it probably is taking a direction more towards the Call of Duty style, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, like some games have like a degree of regenerating health, and then the rest is a health pack. That's always smart. I can't think of anyone has that.
I like that.
But I know I've seen it.
Well, that's the way it works in Mass Effect, the third one. You had like 5 health bars.
That's how it worked in the first one, too.
Did it?
Because if you were dying, you'd regenerate a little bit, and then you'd use...
oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, so there was a minimum that you could recover, but you could only recover so much without using, like, an actual health item.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good marriage of the system.
It's combining... It puts them both in a nice package.
Yeah. Because it's like showing how, the body can recover from injury, but there are certain wounds that not even your body can heal.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I would see, like, in a future game, I could see regenerating health. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's true. But even then, I would make the case, especially for health items.
How about what about this? What if you had a game where you were like Normandy invasion, and you played as kind of U.S. and every time one of the soldier you were playing as got shot, you'd like go into another body of another soldier. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, because you kind of get a real visceral experience of like being killed, and like how many people were dying. That's a neat idea. Nobody's stealing that.
Nobody's
working on a video game where I learned how to make video games so that I can make that video game.
But yeah. How does it work in Grand Theft Auto? Because I was just thinking how in Saints Row...
Grand Theft Auto, it's actually the way I kind of said. Because you kind of get a little bit injured and then you buy a hot dog.
Yeah, because in Saints Row 2, you had like the hamburgers or whatever, and they regenerated health. And then in 3, they went to regenerating ammo. Or health.
Yeah. That's how in Grand Theft Auto you can get pretty much. I think you recover a little bit, but you don't recover max.
Did you hear they pushed that back?
5?
Yeah. I think it's not supposed to come. I think it's out to like second quarter now.
When was it supposed to come out?
I think it was a conflict with BioShock.
Yeah.
So I think they pushed it back.
Well, luckily they could keep pushing it back because BioShock's never coming out. It's gonna be the next Duke Nukem.
Don't even start with me.
Dude, 5's going to be pretty much excellent. I want to go back and beat 4 because I never did.
Yeah.
That was a good game, though. That's a heck of a cover-based shooter, though. That's straight up. The shooting, it's gross and not fun. Because it's just like, get behind cover or you're dead.
Dude,
That's some stiff shooting.
I've never even played a Grand Theft Auto game, and I probably should.
I think you briefly tried 4.
I might have. I don't think I played enough to consider that I've ever played it.
4 had some so good driving. It's not even funny. It's so good. You drive a car in the game, you're like you're really driving a car.
You're driving a car in real life.
You're like vroom vroom,
Vroom.
You're like, oh, I got to work on all this.
Hold on, I
lateral
just
Gs.
activated the Bob Dylan car there. Vroom.
But that's a great game. You should definitely try that out.
Yeah.
I mean, Saints Row is a better game.
Would you say it's a more fun game?
Saints Row 2, absolutely.
What about Saints Row 3? Is it more fun than Grand Theft Auto 4?
Yeah, it's more fun.
Okay.
I think 4 probably has it's definitely a better story. It's got some really cool stuff going on.
Yeah, well, I got to imagine that a Rockstar game has a better story going on for it than a...
Also, do I think the Soviet Connection is better than any song in Saints Row 3? Maybe.
Maybe. I have to remember what songs are in Saints Row 3.
I had Power by Kanye West.
Oh, that's a good song.
I had that Great Khan song.
Yeah, that's a good
Torture.
song.
And then New Girl.
Yeah, Next Girl.
Next Girl by Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Keys.
Black Eyed Keys.
Black Eyed Keys.
Those are the only good songs in the game.
I feel like there was more than that. But yeah, regardless, I was going to say something.
Did we already reveal what your biggest one was?
No, it wasn't. I'm going to get to that in a little bit.
Well, we don't have a little bit. Get right to it.
Dude, relax.
Quit teasing her, man.
Relax.
Just give it to him already.
Dude, it was a great game that was cover based.
Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great games that are cover based. I don't want everyone to think that I hate them all.
No. But you know what? A great game that was cover based and didn't have regenerating health. Metro 2033.
That I think also had a little bit of regenerating health.
Yeah, it had a very little bit, but it was the same kind of like...
Actually, I don't know about that. I might be wrong to myself.
I think it only had a little bit. I think
what it did have was health packs that didn't recover you immediately.
Yeah, that's true.
That it did have.
That's true. Also, it had gas masks, which broke and killed you.
Dude, we missed so much stuff in that game. I love reading the comments and people being like, "Oh, you should have done this." And I'm like, "Yep."
I know.
Sure should have. But it gives you that first play reaction,
Yeah.
That's a solid series.
That's a game I really want to go back to playing.
I can't believe it didn't come out in PS3. Cannot believe that.
I don't know what to tell you.
What's the point of not releasing on all platforms? I don't get that.
Because it's just,
more money to be made?
I think it's more money for the console. I think there are more incentives from the individual consoles themselves.
To keep them exclusive?
Yeah.
That's possible, true. I don't know. Anyway.
Because I think that's one of the reasons why Metal Gear Solid was strictly for PlayStation for so long.
Maybe. I don't know. But they never...
also probably PlayStation was the only one that had the hardware that could run the game like that at the time.
Well, 4, yeah.
Well, no, even Metal Gear Solid 1. I don't think the N64 would be able to play that.
It probably could have.
It would have to come with like 18 cartridges.
Back then it made a little more sense just because discs were easier to make, I think. Or it was easier to program things to run off discs than it is for cartridges, because cartridges use a totally different loading style.
Yeah, but
Don't quote me on that, guys.
Yeah, but cartridges were still the norm then.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, no, not if anyone had PC experience.
Yeah, but even then...
Sorry, I just stuffed you.
No, even then, CD-ROMs were fairly new.
Maybe.
Compared to cartridges.
I don't know. I have no...
Because floppy disks are essentially just cartridges.
Yeah, I'm not claiming to have any expertise on this.
Regardless, you want to hear number one?
What's your number one?
You want number one?
Hold on, I'm going to guess it. We already talked about jam eyes. We already talked about chest-high walls. We already talked about regenerating health. So, what's number one on your gaming trends list?
This isn't so much anymore. It still pops up every now and again.
And I gotta get it. Moral choice systems?
No, but that's a good one. I didn't think of that.
Hold on.
Good.
I'm gonna guess it. Companion quests?
No, that's... Nah.
Hold on. You can't run all the time?
No.
Alright, I'm not gonna get it.
This is one that... excuse me.
Jeez.
Sorry.
What, an old man walk in? Into your throat?
Yeah. This is one that I don't see as much anymore, but it used to be a staple of a lot of games back in the day.
It has to be pretty big. You teased it the whole time.
Bullet time.
Oh, bullet time used to be pretty big, yeah.
Yeah. Because it started... Max Payne was really the first one.
We all know that.
Yeah. And then every single other game had some form of bullet time. And even games today have it. Red Dead Redemption has it. Fallout has it with the VAT system. I mean, technically, it's not exactly the same kind of thing as bullet time, but it's that same kind of mechanic of freezing time.
For a long time, it really was all over the place.
Yeah, you couldn't get away from bullet time.
Yeah,
I mean, it's even in Beautiful Joe.
Well, yeah, sort of.
Awesome in Beautiful Joe.
It's in like games like Stranglehold, which nobody played. It's in games like True Crime had it.
Yeah, it was in every Matrix game, but that was
Yeah, like those games were made because of that system.
Yeah.
That's because sometimes people just figure out stuff's cool. They're like, I want to do that too.
Yeah, but it was probably the first real gaming trend that I would consider to be very overused.
What about kart racing?
No, because not even kart racing was that. There still aren't as many kart racing games as there were bullet time games.
Maybe. Although there was a mod for Fallout that gave you bullet time, and it was awesome.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Because I remember I just had the Tommy gun. And I was like, goosh, goosh, goosh. And it was the coolest thing in the world.
They actually did come up with that just in New Vegas. It was called Turbo.
Yeah, it was after. Because I had it for 3, I think.
Yeah.
Regardless, the point is, it's fun. It was always fun.
It's fun, but it was definitely overused. I mean, like we said,
I don't mind it.
Not all gaming trends are bad.
Taste.
Not all gaming trends are bad. It's just sometimes they get very much overused.
Yeah, but I can live with that sometimes. I mean, obviously, sometimes, keyword.
Sometimes.
A good game's a good game no matter what.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be like, I like Fallout 3 with the VAT system. You know?
That's a person who's not playing Fallout the right way then.
Yo, pro tip, Red Dead Redemption would be unplayable without that.
Yeah, that's probably pretty true.
I know that sounds harsh, but it's unplayable. It'd be impossible.
That's one of the reasons why you didn't finish 4, Grand Theft Auto 4. Is that the shooting was bad.
It needed that.
Yeah.
I should go and check if there's a mod for that. Because that would make that game so great. If you had a Deadeye mod for Grand Theft Auto 4, that'd be the best. Because it's the same Red Dead Redemption style shooting, except you can't hit anything because everyone's moving around.
Yeah.
And all your guns are like pea shooters, like pew pew, and they always miss. God, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll bet it. Anyway, guys, we're going to take a break, and we will see you after the break. That's being great right now.
Man. Yo, what song are you going to play there?
Yo, I don't even know.
Man.
You can't talk about it.
Man, you gotta know what you're playing,
Two Inside Baseball. I'm gonna play the baseball theme.
Dude, don't tease people with that baseball theme. Because that's a great song.
Technically, I've already...
Sing it right now. Is the baseball theme like an NFL style? Or is it like taken out of the ball game?
It's a combination of both.
It's a combination of the NFL theme and the taken out of the
Well, no, the thing
game?
is, like, whenever they play the baseball theme at baseball games,
yeah,
like, everyone just kind of, like, hums along to it, because there aren't any words, but everyone's like... So,
is it possible that, like, they just play the beginning and then the rest is just humming?
Who knows? That's part of the mystery of the
baseball theme, yeah. That's why it's America's pastime, because there's so much mystery, just like America.
Exactly.
So much
Always
mystery.
so much to learn. Always so much to learn.
Tradition, mystery, humming, bats.
Balls made out of leather.
Sometimes bases.
Bases, too.
You got pitchers there.
Dirts.
There's all sorts of dirt and grass.
Oh, no.
That's why it's America's pastime.
Yeah, guys.
And that's why the theme was written by America's #1 composer,
John Pastimian.
Jimmy Pastime, we called him. Was his nickname. I don't know.
You know, he's writing the theme for the Suns' 1 year anniversary.
After he wrote the baseball theme, he still has time for this?
Yeah, dude. Starring Bradley Cooper and fatter Michael Cera.
Right. I can't wait to watch him get fat. That's going to be terrific. I
Yeah.
wonder if he'll look like me.
Who knows?
Because when you sound like this, it's clearly because of the way you look. You know, it's not just like a voice thing. It's a full body experience that gets you that fat Michael Cera voice that everyone's trying to achieve.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, you're an industry leader when it comes to fat Michael Cera voice.
I'm the only one in that vertical, you know?
Yeah,
no one's bringing...
No, you're the only one. You're the only one in that paradigm. That's all there is to it.
I'm shifting some paradigms because I'm using that entire market that I am in ownership of.
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. I'm getting an email. One moment, please.
From what, your email
My email service.
Your specific email computer?
Tom, I've got some bad news.
It's not going to be that bad.
You're being sued by the federal government for your monopoly over the fat Michael Cera voice.
Yo, I don't have a monopoly on that.
Dude.
I'm going to contest this one.
They're bringing you to antitrust court, man.
Yo, I'm bringing the small claims court for being such bogus douchebags.
Oof.
That's a small claim.
Guys, this is going to be a thrilling...
Yo, we're going to get Judge Judy on that.
It's going to be a thrilling political thriller.
Dude, okay. First of all, I do have the monopoly on The Voice. Not the show.
I was about to say the show.
No, but I don't think that's fair because everyone has a monopoly on their own voice except for Fat Michael Cera, who Fat Michael Cera could have. If he just got a little bit fatter.
Yeah, but I mean, I just don't even know. It's tough, dude. It's tough.
I'm sorry, government. You know we're bros like that. I pay you all the time for taxes and junk. You gotta let this one slide. I'm not making that much money off this Fat Michael Cera business, alright?
I don't think that's really the point. I think it's just more of they're worried about what you could do.
There's a lot of real monopolies out there that need to get taken out of. Like, Star Wars Monopoly?
Just the fact that Parker Brothers has such a monopoly on the game Monopoly.
No one else can make the game Monopoly.
Nobody else can do that.
Okay, well, think about this. Nobody makes the pieces, but the Monopoly company. Nobody makes the board.
Well, it's a vertical monopoly.
They have all of it.
Yeah, they start from the board manufacturer all the way up to the dice manufacturer.
No one else can make that. No one can even make pieces for Monopoly.
And then they undercut the price.
They're putting everyone out of business. Nobody else makes Monopoly anymore.
God, it's so tough.
Can you believe that?
Tom, should we play Monopoly on later?
No. Remember last time that game was totally rigged and it sucked and we're never going to play it again?
Yeah, the problem is I still want to play it, though.
It's too bad. It's too bad.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway.
I don't know, man.
The only game we have been
Guys,
playing...
where is it the week where we both play the same game for like 20 hours?
Where is it? It's right here.
It said rare?
Oh, rare.
I'm sure you've heard the word before. Probably on this
show. It sounded like where, okay? Just
relax. There's a werewolf in the room.
Yeah, I know, I am.
Whoa, there's two, I guess.
Oh, snap. Who's the other one?
Bill over there?
Oh, hey, Bill. He's part of the tour. Anyway, yeah. So what game...
You become a werewolf because you start off with a little bit of Parkinson's. I'm gonna try and use Parkinson's as much as possible. Okay,
that's fair.
I can't. I'm gonna get it into this a few more times. Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay. Great.
But yeah. So what game did we play? Period.
Guys, we've been in a mood to play nothing but
net.
Age of Empires 3.
Oh well, Age of Empires 3 is what we call it. It's net around the office. That's what we call it.
The Age of Empires office, guys. Yeah. We've talked about this game a little bit before, but not much.
Now we're gonna. Tom, do you have your shovel? Because we're going to dig in.
We're going to blow the lid off the joint. You know what I'm saying?
Shovels and dynamites. That's what this segment's called.
Well, maybe. It wouldn't be a great name for the show, so don't name it that.
Well, not the show, but just the segment.
Great. And we name segments now?
Well, I think Shovels and Dynamite is going to be a recurring segment. When we both dig into something and blow the lid off.
Also, if we want to do Minecraft, that'd be a great name for it.
Yeah, there's no dynamite in Minecraft.
Yeah, there is.
I don't know anything about Minecraft. Right. Anyway, guys, Age of Empires 3.
So I played it for approximately 10 hours this week, at least.
I played it probably about that much.
I don't know what the deal is. For some reason, the game just doesn't get boring to me.
No, it's true.
We're practicing for land, guys.
Yeah, because the thing is, we've kind of fallen into this really competitive arms race with the two other people that we play this game with.
Yeah, we have a LAN every week.
Yeah,
and we're trying to get better. They're already great.
Yeah, we're just trying to make sure that everything's still even because they're the people we play against are very, very good, and we're good as well. It's not like we're bad.
We win a few.
We're not starting at square one, but it's we still there's a considerable gulf in our skill level. So we're stepping the game up.
We're always trying to use new civs or get there to mix it up a lot, and not let people not be predictable in this land thing.
For those of you who don't know what Age of Empires is. Age of Empires is a series of historically based real-time strategy games.
Very famous.
Developed by Ensemble Studios.
You may remember that it was one of my favorite games of all time.
There you go.
2 was.
I started playing the first one, which dealt with ancient civilizations. Secret agents. Ancient civilizations like the Greeks and the Romans and all that other fun stuff. And I started
playing... Persians in that?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think so.
Well, how about the Egyptians?
Yeah, definitely.
Man, I'm good. All right, go on.
Yeah, so the first one dealt all with ancient civilizations. Then the second one came out, and that was medieval to early, the very beginning of the Renaissance. And there you had, like, that had knights and castles and more advanced kind of technology.
Feudal ages.
Yeah, feudal ages.
That kind of stuff.
Gunpowder was like a very late game thing.
Japanese samurais.
And then the third one is the Renaissance and what's known as the Age of Exploration. It goes from like the 1500s-ish all the way up to like the late 1800s.
Dude, I was just thinking about it today because I was listening to the Stuff You Should Know About Gold.
Dude, I was listening to that one too.
It's a great episode. It's really long. But the thing is, I was thinking about because you told me about guys. One of the civs is the Dutch. And they have a card. We'll talk about cards later. Called tulip speculation.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking today. Imagine if you were a person in the Netherlands and you were like, "I'm going to go to the New World." Imagine if you traveled somewhere that literally no one knew anything about. How nuts would that be?
I gotta imagine.
You would just like find new flowers that nobody knows what they are. You know?
Well, that's one of the things they talked about in the podcast was how like everyone there was the way that the natives dealt with gold and stuff, and how they like how certain civilizations use it to coat just everything. They'd be like, "There's so much gold here." Because
you just like everything there. It could be anything. It could be anything over there. It'd be so scary but so exciting.
That's true, and we're missing that in this day and age. But that really has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
One day we'll get space travel.
Anyway, guys, so demarks me right now. Demarks. I'm a big fan of the main civilizations that I play. I switch on and off. I don't really have a super main favorite.
It used to be known for some.
I used to play the Ottomans a lot, but they're Tin Man level rusty these days.
That should really let you know what age it is, guys. Because Ottoman Empire happened around certain years.
Well, yeah. I mean, they were...
Like Prussia would be this time, too.
Well, sure.
But they're not in the game.
Well, technically they are.
Not in the game.
All right, great. Yeah, so I used to play the Ottomans a lot, but nowadays I kind of play more... I switch between the Iroquois, the French if I feel like losing, the Japanese if I feel like really winning, and the Portuguese if I feel like winning also.
Yeah, there's a lot of civs. There's 2 expansion packs which added Native American civs and Asian civs.
Because the vanilla game had 8 European civilizations. You had the Spanish, the Dutch, the English, the Russians, the Germans / Prussians.
They never were called the Prussians, but thank you.
Yeah, but it's the Prussian.
You just wanted to prove me wrong.
It's the Prussian flag / the Prussian leader.
Called Germany. Let's go on.
The Portuguese, the Ottomans, and the French.
I can't believe you got them all.
It's not that many. It's only 8. It's not
I
that
couldn't
many.
remember 8 things. Not in a row like that.
I couldn't remember 8 things. It's too many.
I just said that as a joke.
But yeah.
Then there's 2 expansions.
The 2 expansions. The first one was the War Chiefs.
The Wire Chiefs.
And that added the Aztecs, the Sioux, and the Iroquois Confederacy.
Yes.
And then
wasn't the Aztecs actually called the Triple Federations or something?
I mean that's like their name for it. It's like the Iroquois refer to themselves like the Haudenosaunee or whatever. And the Sioux refer to themselves as the Lakota.
That's all awesome. Well, why do we call them something else? All right, great.
It's probably some translation thing.
Yeah.
And then the last one that came out, the most recent one is
most recent meaning 4 years ago.
Yeah. The most recent one was the Asian dynasties, which introduced the Indians, as in the Asian subcontinent Indians.
Yes.
The Japanese and the Chinese.
Did I call them Native Americans earlier? I want to not ever call them that again.
Oh, too bad. You already did.
God, guys, I feel like that's a bad thing to call them.
Well, speaking of natives, one of the mechanics in that game is that on most of the maps, there are, in addition to the units that you can build and the technologies that you can research based on your civilization, there are also small groups of natives that you can actually build a certain building called a trade post in, and you can actually build specific units and research specific technologies from that group of natives. Like, on some maps you could research with the Cheyenne. In the Asian ones, they introduced religious orders, like a Zen monastery,
Jesuits,
or like a Shaolin monastery. So you could build trade posts, and it altered the way that the game played.
The thing is, this Ensemble Studio, they had a great game with 2, and they thought about it, and they were smart, and they made a great game with 3. They didn't half it. It's not 2, but with different things. They added new everything, and they made a bunch of very unique and good ideas.
Yeah, because the transition between 1 and 2 was a big one, but it definitely wasn't as radical as the transition from 2 to 3, because most of the mechanics were still the same.
You meant from 1 to 2 to 2 to 3.
What did I say?
You said 2 to 3 to 2 to 3.
I don't think I did that.
Okay.
So the transition from 1 to 2 wasn't that radical compared to 2 and 3. Mm-hmm. Because really the only thing that really changed was unit types and civilizations. But in this game, there are a whole bunch of new mechanics that they put on.
Not the least of which...
One of them included the native civs.
The biggest one...
The biggest one was definitely...
greatly affects replayability to a degree which I was shocked about.
Is the Kurds.
Card system.
You gotta get those Kurds.
Because here's the deal. Here's a very smart and fun and neat system, is that you might be saying, what, you got the whole Indian army as you're making them? What? No. India still exists. You're not in India. You are a colony of India. Because
the whole premise basically of the game is that, like, you're a colony of...
Yeah, exactly what I just said.
I'm trying to explain it. Because it's supposed to be like a New World exploration kind of deal.
Like, you're not Britain. You're Britain's colony in the New World.
Yeah.
And they can send you shipments of things, or they can send you free units and stuff like that. And it's based off your experience in the game and, like, actions you do. And it's really cool because there's more cards than you can put in your deck.
Yeah.
And so what this makes is deck-based fights and
you can build different decks with different situations
and different combos and stuff, and that makes it makes a lot of replayability for you to discover what these things could do together.
Yes, very much so. Another new mechanic they put in was there's two things you can do with trading posts. You can build them in native settlements,
or trading posts. You love them.
It's a big part of the game. Or
I don't know. I never use trading posts.
Really?
Yeah, I never use them.
No, you're just being facetious.
I use outposts, or the trading ones. I don't use the...
Oh, well, that's why they're the same building.
That's true, but they're different. Completely different.
Yeah, things. I was about to go into that right now.
All right.
You can build
set it up
trading posts along trade routes, which give you certain rewards every time that the trade unit passes by. Mm-hmm. In the first part, it only gives you experience, which goes towards leveling up your home city and giving you more shipments.
You can immediately change it off experience.
What? No.
Yeah.
No, you have to research stagecoach first.
No, that's absolutely false.
No. Do you want to bet? Do you want to bet this? I will bet you $10 that I'm right.
I don't want to bet this. I guess I just never changed it. Go on.
Yeah, no, you need to research stagecoach before you can get other resources.
Right.
But once you research stagecoach, you can get food, wood, or gold delivered instead of experience points.
Which is smart, but the thing is, that's a smart idea just because it gives you more points to have to defend right off the bat.
Yeah.
So people don't just sit around usually.
Well, also, it's a rare case where, and I know I talk about this every once in a while, but it's a rare case where the world feels more alive because there's people there.
And that's something you're a big fan of.
That aren't just, like, what's fighting.
Yeah.
Because you have the native settlements, you have the trade units who are, like, running the trade stuff. And admittedly, you don't really interact with them, and they're not really there. But it does make the world feel a little more alive than just a standard. Because in Age of Empires 2, the only thing you had were your enemy and you.
And animals.
But in this game, you have the trade posts, you have native settlements, you have treasure guardians.
Yeah.
Who are just, freelance people who are trying to guard the dead Aztec mummy worth 338 gold.
Because we also didn't mention is you start off with an explorer unit.
Yeah. Which replaces the scout cavalry.
Except it's way, way better.
Yeah.
And, is an actual, can be a main part of your army, but also at the beginning it does your scouting and also will get you resources from treasure
and build trade posts.
And build town centers.
That's true, once you hit a certain age.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of depth to this game that definitely wasn't in 2 or 1.
It took us all landing this much to really realize how well made of a game this is.
I always
liked it more than 2. But I never realized how deep it could be.
Yeah, I always liked 3. I didn't play it right away when it came out because I didn't have a computer that could run it. Mm-hmm. But once I did start playing, I really enjoyed everything that they changed.
See, I think that it's less popular than 2, but I don't know where I'm getting that from.
Well, I think 2 was just the most popular one by far.
Yeah, I think it stands the test of time. I think people still play 2. I don't know if people are still playing 3.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. Well, people are still playing it, but I don't think to the extent that people still play 2.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because they're still you'll still see fan mods and stuff for it.
You still see fan mods of 3, apparently.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You still see fan mods of 3, but not as many as you see of 2.
Well, you see some of 2 now, too. We were just talking about Forgotten Empires.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Right. Anyway, I don't know why we're playing it so much, but I love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's good because Guys, for those of you who don't know our history as far as landing goes, with this group of people that
We've been
land
very
with,
lucky to have such good friends for landing.
yeah, the people that we land with, we used to land with Age of Empires 2 all the time. That was our big game.
Yeah.
We switched off for like one session. We just switched off for like 2 sessions doing StarCraft.
We did it for like a couple of weeks.
Yeah. And then we went back to 2.
Would you dare say that StarCraft is less deep than 2 or 3? Than Age of Empires 2 or Age of Empires 3?
No, StarCraft is definitely not less deep than 2.
You think so? There's less civs.
Yeah, but there's a lot more to do with each civ.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, because the civs are so radically different
Yeah.
in every single regard as opposed to in 2. I would probably venture to say that StarCraft is probably a deeper game than 3 is.
I mean, there's probably a reason why StarCraft's still played.
Yeah.
I mean, now, I really do still want to try 2 out, and I just never have done it yet.
I've heard a lot of people... because
It does look pretty.
It does look pretty,
Does
yes.
it still have sweet Terran battle cruisers?
I think it still has those. But they took out Goliath, which is one of my favorite units.
I know, that's stupid. They still have siege tanks, too, which are awesome.
Yeah, because one of my friends is really into StarCraft. He's played it. He said it's not as good as 1.
Yeah,
and I think that's the general consensus.
You don't think that's nostalgia goggles?
I don't really, because from what I saw of it, it doesn't... They didn't change it enough for me to really kind of... They didn't change enough for me to be really wowed by it, you know?
Yeah, I guess the short version is, I guess, the online makes everyone go to it regardless.
Yeah, but I think
people probably play online StarCraft 1 all day.
I was about to say, I bet the online community for StarCraft 1 is stronger than 2.
I don't think it has like an onboard online thing like that, like 2 does.
I think it still has Battle.net. I think it still works.
I don't know, maybe. I don't know about that. You might be right, though. I still want to try it, though.
Yeah.
Regardless, I mean, it was fun. I still really want to land Company of Heroes. That'd be so cool.
Yeah,
I'm not even very good at that, but no one's good at it yet.
Yeah, it's going to be able to play that much.
I would love to put the hours into it.
You didn't say who you play as, Tom.
Oh, guys, my civs for Age of Empires 3.
3.
My main was German. Used to play as Germans all the time.
All day,
I still
every day.
do, for the most part, play as Germans fairly regularly.
But they're not your best anymore.
They're one of my best.
They're one of, but I wouldn't consider them your best.
I would consider them probably... I'm probably tied for best.
Okay.
They're probably up there. The other one's probably the Russians.
Yeah.
Those are probably my my twin towers.
Your top tiers.
Yeah, of civs. Because they both play radically different from each other, too. And the key about me is, I'm not a great tactician.
Strategist.
I'm a good strategy guy. I can maybe understand why to make, what I should be making and what I need to be doing to win. But my problem is tactically, I will send units to die and they will just die and I will not win because all my units are dead.
Yeah.
And so I can have a really strong economy and I can do whatever, but my units always die. But the thing is, the Germans and Russians play radically different from each other. And so it's neat to have that kind of mixture.
Well, the Russians definitely play into that style of just sending your dudes to die.
The Russians play like real Russians in real life, where you make a lot of soldiers who are then killed by nothing, because who cares? Because their lives are meaningless, because there's so many Russians.
You make a lot of soldiers, and then one of them is going to win eventually.
It doesn't matter if they win, as long as the other team dies too. That's the Russian...
Because you have a million more dudes raring to go.
Because I'm not going to stop making them. They have to stop.
Yeah.
I do not have to stop. And that's the style you play there. With the Germans, you're hardy German. You're setting your watch to your own haircut. You know what I'm saying?
The Germans definitely play quality over quantity.
And you get some of the best units in the game who are very expensive, but they just rock everyone's socks right off. You got Ulans who are great. You got Doppelsoldners. Dude, guys, I know there's some Germans out there listening to the show. How do I pronounce Doppelsoldner correctly? Because I don't know how to do it. I always say Soldner.
Soldner. I think
that's how it's spelled, but I don't think it's how it's...
Doppelsoldner.
Like I don't know I don't know a lick of German, you know? I know Zweihander. Actually, that's wrong, too.
What about Doppelsoldner?
I think I say that sometimes, too.
Doppelsoldner?
I don't know. Like Zwei, I don't pronounce right.
No, it's Zwei.
Zweihander. I never say Zweihander.
Zweihander.
I feel like that's pretentious. It's like if you say burrito.
No, because it's...
Quesadilla, you know? I don't know.
But even with quesadilla, you're still pronouncing it. You're still pronouncing it technically the Spanish pronunciation.
I know,
because you're using the double L.
I know. I don't say quesadilla. Except as a funny joke.
A funny old joke.
I mean, the thing is, the civs are very different, and they lead to a lot of experimentation, but also different play styles.
Yeah.
Like, I've been trying the Chinese a lot lately. The thing is, you have to do an economy wildly different from everyone else, because they, for some reason, love having livestock. You're like, oh... I have a goat-driven economy. All I do is make goats. All I do is make water buffaloes, and then I hunt them for the delicious meat.
They're delicious.
Dude, here's the thing.
Buff meat.
Water buffaloes cost 80 food.
Yeah.
They can do 500 food.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I always think I should want to go to using livestock because it's such an investment.
But here's the deal. Goats cost 100, only give you 300.
That's not good.
These goats, they're bankrupting me. I'm telling you.
Still, a triple return on your investment is not bad.
Yeah. The point is, that is wildly
How
different.
fast do they fatten?
Oh, they fatten real fast if you do it right.
Oh, nice.
Because the thing is, you can just do it like, if you time it right, you can have a constant thing of like hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of food. And it's just
hundreds of thousands of goats.
tens of thousands of food.
Tens of thousands of goats.
And for very little cost, because they also get cards to get them free. The point is, every civ plays differently, because with Russians you'd be farming, or with Germans you'd be farming.
Yeah.
But the thing, and with like Japanese, you're doing rice paddies. Regardless, the thing is, that leads to having to learn new styles and having to do things differently from how you would with other civs. Because in 2, you can play basically everyone the way you'd play the Teutons. You know?
Yeah.
For the most part,
No,
except for units.
there definitely wasn't as much differences between the civs compared to 3.
Like in 3, you're like, oh, I'm going to play as the Indians. What? Their villagers don't cost food? That's a dramatic change, guys.
Yeah.
And that's
big,
neat.
Big change.
It adds a lot of replayability and a lot of learning. I mean, there could be more single player content, and the AI is pretty cheap. But, But what can you do? You know?
Yeah, it's that's not really what you play for,
Guys,
which is weird of me to say, but
the short version is
it's fun.
It's $10 on Steam on sale usually. Yeah, for the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole kit and caboodle. Guys, if you haven't bought it yet, give it some time. If you have friends who like playing computer games with you, this might be your game.
You're gonna have some fun.
Right now it's our game, and that works for me, dudes.
Yeah.
That's the short of it.
That was Shovels and Dynamite with Sons of Idia.
I really don't like that name.
That's too bad. You can't stop me from saying it.
I need to say Barkinsons one more time, just to meet my quota.
Okay.
Parkinson's.
Good. Guys.
Hold on, dude. You know I'm a little down? My dog was recently diagnosed with Parkinson's. All right.
Sad.
Let's move on.
Oof.
Guys, we're doing some incidentals. I want to thank a listener named Saint Issa.
Saint Issa.
On Steam, recently gifted me some games. I'm not saying everyone has to gift me games, but that was cool. That was cool. He gave me Awesome
That
Nuts
was cool.
And Dota 2, D-O-T-A.
DOTA.
What do you all call it, Dota?
I think you call it Dotier.
Dotier.
Yeah.
It's a game that I used to know. But anyway, that was cool of him. Thank you for that. I'm going to try Awesome Nuts out. I hear it's alright. I never played any MOBAs.
Yeah.
MOBAs. H to the Izzo.
Yeah, soon you'll be playing League of Legends.
Dude, maybe. Dude, I think about it, but couldn't you play League of Legends kind of like an Age of Empires, but with a massive suite unit?
No, because it doesn't play the same way.
Well, I'm dreaming of a world where that's the game I'm playing. I guess that's called Overlord. Remember that game?
Kind of,
Is that what that game was called? No, Demigod. That's what I was thinking of.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Overlord?
No, remember Demigod was a game where it was an RTS, except you had massive demigods?
No, I don't remember that.
It was really cool looking, and I always wanted to play it. Anyway.
Guys, send us emails.
Comment on the videos.
sonsvideo@gmail.com.
If you like the podcast, please rate it on iTunes.
Please write a review. You don't have to do that, but
please like the video. It helps. All these things help us get seen.
Yeah, we're trying to expose ourselves.
I said it last episode. Once again, guys, we need your help. I heard recently somebody was promoting us on the TG.
Really?
It might have been you. That's the worst part.
No, it wasn't me.
That's excellent. So someone on the traditional games board of 4chan, I guess, was talking about us.
Really?
And some guy, I think his name's Headhunter, who found us from there, and I was jazzed about it because it means our audience is helping us out that way.
And we love you guys for doing stuff like that.
It really is the way we're going to get any kind of any place from this.
Yeah, that's true.
And I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate you helping us.
And since we are appreciating you, we're going to appreciate you even more by giving you some of those speed reviews.
Whoa.
Come on.
I messed it up. Let's back it up.
Whoop, 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 whoop. All right. We're going to appreciate you by giving you some of the speed reviews. Tom, this is the top 10 games developed by Firaxis.
Are you sure it's not Firaxis?
Yes. Number 10, Sid Meier's Railroads.
This is a game where Sid Meier is riding on the railroad all the livelong day, and he's just giving you that coal. He's delivering the coal. I don't know what else trains do but coal and steam. 10 out of 10. Sid Meier's Civilization Revolution.
In this game, Sid Meier's has to stop a revolution from destroying civilization. See how he uncovers the horrible truths about the secrets behind the government's things. Gets a 7 out of 10. Number 8, Sid Meier's Gettysburg.
This game is the Gettysburg of Sid Meier's life, where he had to deal with both sides of his psyche, the grays and the blues. Which side won? It's kind of like history. 10 out of 10. Sid Meier's Civilization 5.
In this game, Sid Meier has to deal with all of the civilization that he saved in Civilization Revolution, but now there's 5 whole new civilizations that he has to deal with, and he has to figure out what he's even going to do. It's a 5 out of 10. Number 6, Sid Meier's Pirates.
This is the game where Sid Meier's learns how to pirate video games on the internet. What is the first thing he downloads? Medieval 2. 1 out of 10. Sid Meier's Sim Golf.
In Sid Meier's Sim Golf, Sid Meier takes the time out of his busy schedule to learn golf. It's a pleasant experience. It's a 9 out of 10. Number 4, Sid Meier's Civilization 4.
Civilization 4 is the only Civ game I actually played, and it was really fun. Gets a 8 out of 10. Sid Meier's Civilization 3.
Sid Meier's Civilization 3 is where Sid Meier's does all the things he did for Civilization 5, except 2 less. So it's a 3 out of 10. Number 2, XCOM, Enemy Unknown.
This is a game I actually want to try out. It looks really good. I give it a 0 out of 10, though, because it sucks. Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri.
This was a really good game. I really like this game a lot. Period. Gets a 10 out of 10. And that's it, guys. We hope you enjoyed this week's podcast, and we'll see you next week.